My name is Jennifer Pharr Davis from Blue Ridge Hiking Company, and I'm here with Chaotic Careers. Yeah, that's a great question. So I was a college athlete. I played Division I tennis at Samford University in Birmingham, and it was such a great experience to work as a team and be very goal-oriented and disciplined as far as scheduling. We would wake up for 6 a.m. workout. There was so much that was a positive about it. It certainly helps with time management. I think because I play college sports, a lot of students will do more internships or look ahead a little bit more to post-college career. And when you're in season, like, it takes up a lot of your focus, and that's all you can do to manage your classwork and the sport. And so because I played sports through college, I just felt like that took a lot of the energy and focus. And so it ended the same time school ended. And then I was like, oh, well, now I really don't know what to do next. And I don't think there's always good tools or supports for student athletes who are transitioning out of using their body very intensely for most of their life, being very focused on sports. And so again, in some ways it created stress, to have such an abrupt end. So I think for student athletes, it's important to either create space to look up while you're working and doing sports in school, or give yourself grace and time to transition. And I think it's okay to have the mindset of, like, I've worked so hard in school and sports for so long, I'm gonna give myself sort of this gap year after I graduate. I might try internships, I might try adventures, I might do other things, but my transition as a student athlete might look different than someone who has had a non-student athlete experience in university. So giving yourself some grace is important too. Yeah, that's a really good question. I think certainly when you're in college, like, it's two jobs. Your job is being a student, and your job is also being an athlete. And I feel like that's actually really helpful. I think right now in my life, I feel like I have my job, but when you have small children, that's also a job. So going from one job to the next and finding joy in both and finding ways to balance that is really significant. So whether you're an athlete or you're working through school or whatever it is, like, that is one of the most important things you'll learn, is how do I manage my time? How do I split the difference between passion and energy and expectations and responsibilities? And then also, I think I want student athletes or people who are not student athletes to know it's really important just to find positive ways as adults to use your body and de-stress. For so many people, sports is that growing up, and whether you stop in high school or college, or whether you're part of clubs that are more artistic or theatrical or whatever it is, once you leave university, it's not always as easy to find. So being thoughtful and intentional about knowing what brings you joy and what gives you rest and restores your soul, and seeking that out after you leave college, whether it's sport or music or art or cooking or whatever it is, creating space for that is going to be really important. I think your identity is already set a little bit more when you come to college. Like, when you grow up as an athlete, you're kind of typecast as an athlete. And in some ways it's great, because you come to college and you have immediate friends and you have immediate purpose, and there's like so many advantages to it. But I definitely think college needs to be a time of trying new things and trying new groups and, like, figuring out who you are and what your interests are. And you might have less time if you're doing sports or working hard and doing your classes. But one thing I did when I was in college is, again, like, I knew it was a good time to try different things. I knew I didn't know what I wanted to do after school. And so I sort of made this commitment that every new semester I was going to try one new thing. And it was like all across the board. Like, I learned how to knit one semester, I went skydiving one semester, I was vegetarian one semester. I was in the school I went to had a big beauty pageant, which I thought was like weird and crazy, but I was like, I'm not gonna judge it, I'm gonna do it. So I did that one semester. And then one semester I ran a half marathon. And it was funny because that was that resonated. Like, I did that and I was like, ooh, what is this feeling? Like, I didn't think I could run that far, and I did, and it felt so good. And so maybe I could go farther. And so another semester I tried a marathon, and then I tried a triathlon. And it was interesting because trying those new things, it wasn't like I found hiking, but I found that I loved endurance and using my body and being outside. And eventually I think all those things gave me confidence. Again, I wasn't a hiker, but I was like, well, I know I really like this feeling, and I work towards those goals, so maybe I can do the Appalachian Trail. So trying those new things in college is fun, you know, and I think a really important thing to do. Yeah, I think making student athletes aware of that, and even having a little bit of special programming for senior athletes, whether it's bringing a speaker in to say, hey, this was my experience and this is how the transition went and here's the challenges I faced, and or having some type of counseling or workshops included in that. And I don't think it has to be a lot, but to raise awareness through 3 or 4 events, an athlete's final season, final year sort of gets in their brain like, okay, there's gonna be a shift, it'll be a change. And again, most student athletes don't go on to that sport-related career. Like most of them go on to something very different. So starting to think through that, because at least in my case, I was so head down. You have so much responsibility. I was a tennis player, and so our main season is my final semester in spring, and you're thinking about winning conference. You're not thinking about what happens 2 weeks after that when you graduate and no longer play a sport. So I think having some awareness and some tools and some stories around what life post-college athlete looks like would be really helpful. Go Mocs. We watched the Southern Conference basketball tournament in Asheville for a long time, and UTC women's basketball team, they were like a powerhouse forever. There was this basketball player forward named Ashley. I cheered for her for like 4 years. She was excellent. So go Mocs. This is a great place. Take a hike while you're here, and I hope something that I've said has been helpful.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to our very first special episode of the Chaotic Career Series with our guest star, Miss Jennifer Pharr Davis, who without her story and life experience, we would not have been able to make happen. It was such a wonderful experience to get to talk with her about her time in college sports and how this not only affected her career journey, but also her life trajectory. From all of us here at the Center for Career and Leadership Development, we hope that this video can be of some assistance to you whenever you may need it. We would love to help you down your career journey, and if you ever need any guidance or assistance, please come see us down at our office. Now, with all that out of the way, thank you again for tuning into this very special episode, and until next time, stay chaotic, Mocs.